Which option describes how to correct a punctuation error in the passage? Let's go through our choices, implement the changes they're suggesting, and see if they're appropriate. A. Remove the comma after the word halt in sentence 2. As the construction industry across the world ground to a halt, putting many of his projects on hold, Huang turned his attention to solving the urgent need for medical supplies and hospital space. The phrase set off by the commas, putting many of his projects on hold, is what's considered non-essential information. The sentence would function just as well without it. The commas on either side of this phrase serve to set it off from the rest of the sentence, so it isn't overly confusing to the reader, having to read it all in one go. This being the case, we can see that this comma is necessary, and this choice can be marked off. B. Change the comma after the word ward in sentence 6 to a dash. The result is the modular adaptable convertible ward, the world's first hospital ward built out of recycled materials, according to MiniWiz. Dashes are usually used before a definition, explanation, or summary statement. And indeed, were we to replace this comma with a dash, an explanation would follow it. The dash would follow the words, the modular convertible ward, and the words after the dash explain what that is, the world's first hospital ward built out of recycled materials. The reason a comma doesn't work here is because commas are often used to set off extraneous information. In other words, information that adds to the sentence, but the sentence can be understood just as well without it. If we were to remove the clause surrounded by commas, our sentence would read, the result is the modular adaptable convertible ward, according to MiniWiz, which we can see doesn't really make sense. This being the case, we can see a dash would work better here, and it seems this choice is our answer. If we'd like to be sure, we can take a look at our other choices. C. Remove the comma after the word says in sentence 10. A portable version can be built from scratch in 24 hours, Huang says, allowing it to be transported to places with high medical need. As we just mentioned, when two commas are used surrounding a phrase, it usually means extra details are being provided, which the sentence can be understood without. We can see this is the case here. If the words in our commas, Huang says, were removed, our sentence would still make sense. A portable version can be built from scratch, allowing it to be transported, etc. This being the case, grammatically, we need both commas, one on either side of the extra information. Therefore, to remove one of these commas would be incorrect, and this choice can be marked off. And D. Add a comma after the word solutions in sentence 11. I think that the pandemic forces us to become very innovative to come up with the solutions to adapt to the current situation, he says. As to come up with the solutions to adapt to the current situation is one straight phrase, no comma is necessary, as it would simply break up the narrative and confuse the reader. If we placed a comma there, it would make the sentence look like a list, which isn't the case. Based on this, we can mark this choice as incorrect and mark our original answer, choice B, as our final answer.